All right, I'm gonna make some glide baits and then I'm gonna go fishing with a pro, with Clay. He's an MLF Toyota Series Pro fisherman. We're gonna see if he can help me catch a muskie on a glider. First the baits need to be made, and we're gonna go see if we can make them official. It's like the best shot I got, you know? We're gonna go fishing with a pro to get me on some muskie. Will this work? Let's see. See how consistent I can build these. They're pretty spot on so far. This is gonna be a couple of rather large bluegill gliders. Have I even made a one-piece glider on this channel? That is a baffling realization. That is some gill area to stay away from while carving. Get the rest of the lines on here. Dang, you can really work up an appetite with all of that satisfying carving. Whatever should I eat to replenish my bait making energy? Factor meals. I have had so many Factor meals in my life, and I approve. They're good. I have had them delivered to my door for years. They're pretty much the official one-day fuel for this channel. Factor. The fresh, never frozen, chef-crafted, dietitian-approved Factor meals. Ready to eat in just 2 minutes. We got mango smoothies. You get to choose from a weekly menu of 35 options. I have to try one. They got Calorie Smart, Keto. That's one-day fuel. One day! Protein Plus. You can look through. They got more than 60 add-ons every week. This is like breakfast, on-the-go lunch, snacks, beverages, absolute bait-making fuel. Like in the scenario I'm in right now. Factor meals eliminate the hassle of having to prep, having to cook, having to clean up. Just heat up and savor a delicious meal in 2 minutes. It's so convenient. I've had my share of dry pork chops. This isn't that. This is a good pork chop. This is gonna save you those grocery trips. You're gonna keep that fridge well stocked with nutritious meal options. I guess time is bait-making success, you know? So head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code Marling50 to get 50% off your next Factor box and 20% off your next month's orders. That's code Marling50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next 4 boxes. That was delicious. Thank you, Factor75, for supporting the channel and feeding this bait maker. Rough carved. Left the front nice and blocked off. We're gonna have some gill flareage. This is a really round glider. A little nervous about that. In my experience, it's easier to get the flat-sided ones to do the thing. Should still be possible though. End up with a good action still. There's like a little wavy patch of grain right there, right on that line. And that wood is way harder than the rest. And the blade wants to pop out of it into the soft stuff. I have to be careful. Just getting the rest of the lines on there. These are looking awfully consistent. It's a spiffy looking gill pattern. Look at this. We're at the drill press. We're not just on my hand, you know? Where it's marked with the pencil right there is like center of gravity stuff, center of mass, I should say. And then where there's that little hole is where I want to put the biggest 16 millimeter hole right there. I just marked on the bit how deep I went. I like drilling on sanding sponges. The workpiece moves down as you press down into it, but it's like super controllable still. Let's just drill a bunch more holes here, 1 sec. Okay, even just those two 16 millimeter holes, that's gonna be a ton of lead. That might be getting it close, and I won't need a lot more. And I don't care for specifically musky bait if it's like super wide glides. This is a 5-inch. This is a 5.5-inch bait. If it was like a 9-inch bait, I would go for super wide glide, but with the 5.5, you can get them pretty quick and it's a very functional fish catchy bait. And you get them quick by making the weight kind of centered with the center of mass instead of spread out so much, and it'll want to churn. That will kind of like immobilize the center and free up the ends, and it'll want to churn faster. Instead of having a bunch of weight throughout the body to push around for longer glides, it'll swim. These are musky baits, so I broke out the largest screw eyes that I have. I don't know, have you seen me do that? I'm getting the microphone fuzz away from the lens every time I do that, so if you've wondered what that was. Big, beefy, magnum, musky screw eyes right here. That's the real name, they're magnums. They go in and out, give it a squirt of glue, back in. The in and out thing, I feel, makes a good amount of space for the glue to exist and actually bond to the wood. That was my wrist. You probably heard that. And with Musky Gliders, I have the screw eye going that way. Instead of vertical, it's horizontal. That gives where the leader attaches a little bit of space to, like, you know, if it glides this way, then it pulls over here. Glides that way, then it pulls over there. And it kind of helps the action a little bit, I've found. Ooh, hot. The name of a restaurant as well. Hoo-ha. I haven't been there in years. So I installed the rear hook hangers and the line ties on these, but not the belly hook hanger. I just need a place to hang this bait up and then a place for the excess to drip off. Put a drip wire off of that. And we're gonna seal the wood. I tend to make sure these lead holes are sealed first. Got a couple more to paint too. Good old crankbaits. Here we go. I'm just gonna fill these up. Whatever I don't need, I will drill out. Test tank's getting filled up right now, so that's gonna take a while. Okay, that's feeling nice and heavy. Give those a chance to cool off. Put in the hardware, front hook hangers, hooks, put a big old split ring off the front too, like a really big one that compensates for the leader. And then wait an hour for that to fill up. That's gonna take a while. I might go get a bigger hose actually. This hose doesn't really put out the volume. It's one of those flimsy, expandable ones. New shirts, by the way. Got this one in. They're slowly trickling in for me, but this is the It's Official shirt. I like it. Okay, debates. See how they're doing? I'm hoping they're just sinking real quick. Nice and flat. That sank real quick. And I think it was nice and flat. Wow, this water's cold. It was nice and flat and really quick. Now the question is, do I make it sink slower? And then how much slower? Or should I just keep them quick? Let's go slower. I definitely don't want a bait that suspends, but I think a little slower than that's gonna be better, so you can kind of pause it and it's not just bloop, gone from the fish's face. It's just kind of like, you know. I think I'm gonna preemptively do the same to the other ones. Everything about these two baits are very similar. I just checked on that bait while I was over there, and it's pretty close, just like that. This might be all I need to be doing. I always feel uncomfortable with this process because my arms are wet and the bait's wet. Well, this bait's not wet, but thought I'd share that. I just feel so messy. Like a little curly fry snack right there. 16 inches of water right here. And this is the sink rate of these things. Letting go right now. I feel like that's really close to 1 foot per second. This is the other bait, letting go right now. So I'm good with that. These will work like a couple of champs right here. Got them propped up in that light. That'll cure it all the rest of the way because it's a little cloudy out right now. Leave them there for like a half an hour. That'll cure them nice and hard. I'm gonna go a couple different ways with these things. I have the base coats on the other two ready to go. This is actually gonna be some kind of baby bass looking thing. Those spots are gonna be deep into the paint scheme, but provide a lot of natural texture for the bait at the same time. These, I don't even know yet. We'll see. Let's get the base coat on real quick and I'll show you what we're dealing with. Pestilent Flesh, good color. Feywild Glow has just some random tan along the lateral line a little bit. Surgery Sienna. Okay, I'm gonna put the Raven Black in the brush. It's just like one shade away from not being completely black. I think there's a tiny bit of green in it too, or teal or something. We're gonna use this stencil and make some very broken up bars across the body. Very broken up. That's a pretty sweet vibe right there. Scales are going over that, so the intensity that this is putting off will be knocked down a couple notches. So that's looking a little perchy, but I'm okay with that because there's perch in the lake I'm going to with this thing. Yeah, I'm definitely okay with that. That looks great. I have this nasty old, just caked with masking fluid brush right here. I've been using it for like a year. No need to switch it up. Right. My masking fluid's getting a little thick. I just needed to shake the bottle. This is like whipped cream right now. That might take longer to dry because it's so thick. Oh well, let's get the other one going. Just found out I'm actually not gonna fish these until next week. The absolute pro fisherman I'm gonna be fishing with is pretty busy up until then, so I can take my time. Oh, I just needed to shake the bottle. It was frothy on the top, now it's thin. Dude, that's gonna dry so much faster. See, that's almost clear and dry already, and look at that. That was just a little bit of silver. We're gonna put the gold in the brush now and shoot somewhere in the middle. And this is just phase one for scales on these things. We're gonna use window screen and then we're gonna use bigger scales too. All right, I need a dark orange, and this one, molten orange, looks perfect. Never before open. Little hot spot right there. Nice and not overdone. All right, scale reveal. First phase. Let go, there we go. There's the perchy bluegill hybrid thing. We're gonna do bigger scales along the top, something bronzy, I think. Let me jump to a scale reveal on the other bait real quick here. Same process, different colors. not showing through still. That's what I wanted. I wanted to see that blue down there. All of that naturalness in the side as well. Evil Chrome was the color up here with the tan. Looks good, just a bit darker. It's cool because down here, at some angles, the scales seem lighter. Like right there, it's reflecting. Then at other angles, you can see the blue and the scales are darker. All right, top scales. You're gonna wanna bend it to kind of match the arch. Okay, everybody's favorite color, tainted gold. That's it, those will show up good. Alright, decided to put some dark stuff towards the front but angle it. A little bit of raven black, that'll give it more texture, make it look more interesting. Alright, phase 2 scale reveal. Nice. There's some subtlety to it. That makes it look better when there's subtlety to it. It's not just scales! It's like, oh, scales. I'm glad I did the dark stuff towards the front there, and I didn't bring it to the back. It gives it more color. Where there's less of a canvas, like in the back here, you don't want to do as much. The color serves that spot better than that would have. That looks fantastic. So's the other side. It's a perchy bluegill right there. It's kind of a dark bait, but it's so bright at the same time. Like that is a dramatic chartreuse color in the middle, but the rest is kind of a darker, I don't know, it's just great. All right, right to the next scale reveal. Okay, this should look pretty spiffy. More subtleties. Wow, you can't really see that, can you? You see how it's green? There's the green. I did charcoal, metallic charcoal, with some 8-bit baits, ghost trout. But that ghost trout's just kind of disappearing. It's really ghosting. It shows up as pink in real life. Yeah, I don't know. In real life, it's very aggressive. I can see it real quick. It's like the most visible thing on the bait, but on the camera in the viewfinder, I don't see it at all, so strange. It's there. Looks great. Let's finish up the details on these. That's not going to need a lot of paint. That's already looking pretty good. I went with some dead meat custom eyes because I thought those just matched fantastic. We're gonna get some clear coats on these. That'll bring everything together. Those are gonna look so good. Clear coats are on, they look great. I didn't fish with these till like a week later, so all I got are pictures. So here's some pictures. They look great, don't they? And here's the other baits that I made along with that I didn't really show much of, but I made these too. Good stuff. Okay, this might be a very poor display of this bait's action because glide baits like to have a lot of line out. It's very good. It really is. It's not a short glide, it's pretty long and it's random. Erratic. It doesn't glide evenly from side to side. It'll go further one way, shorter, shorter, further another way, shorter. It's pretty erratic, which I think is cool. But when you get a lot of line out, it looks way better out there. The glides are further, a little bit more consistent too. Just being for real, not the best action I've ever gotten out of a glide bait, but completely functional. Still serves a fantastic erratic glide bait action purpose. Boom. Okay, I'm at a lake where muskie exist, and I'm early. There's a professional fisherman coming with a boat that I get to go on soon, and we got the gliders. I've already caught a pond bass with this glider. Here. That is a treble hook flying. Oh my goodness. It was on the outside of the mouth, so it doesn't actually count.
Not official.
Just kidding, it's official. Pond bass. Like fancy handmade gliders for muskie. That was caught, not the target species, but we're just gonna go for it once the boat gets here. For now, I'm gonna fish with crankbait and soft plastic, little ones. Let's go. Dude, fish on already. Wasn't even reeling. It feels kind of decent even. Oh, he threw it. That was a decent bass. Good sign. I shouldn't have pulled him up like that. Little fella. What do you know? 2.3-inch prey bait, to be expected. Fish on. Well, they're biting a little bit. It's the middle of the day. What in the world? This little dink went for this big crank. It's official. I didn't get that bass I wanted. Darn. But the dinks like it. We painted this along with the gliders. It's official. That's a crazy business name. I think this is it.
What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing?
A hot one, man.
Yeah, I've been feeling it. Oh. This is for you.
Uh-oh. How heavy is it?
4.3. You got a rod that can handle that? Or?
Should. It says 2. That'll work.
It'll do, yeah. You got a Do It sponsor?
I do.
Dang.
So 70 feet that way. They might not have them. Big baits.
Ooh.
Oh?
That was definitely something. It was really mushy. That was bleh, bleh. If you want to fish with like a lighter crankbait that I made for the video too, that one tied on right there, I think it's like 1.5 ounces or something. This one will go down. I don't know how far exactly. This is all yours, by the way.
Oh, you don't have to give me that.
I made it for you. It's yours.
Oh, thank you.
You bet. It's about to be official again.
What did he expect?
A good meal. Woo! That's a good one. Oh, I thought that was the crankbait.
No, there's a brush pile there. Bye, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, that was like a pike thing. The heck?
It was what?
It was long and skinny. Maybe a
Musky.
tiny musky. Long and skinny. Boom! Oh. Good fish. You need a net? You stay in here.
Oh,
backhanded net job. What is that?
That's a big one though.
5?
Did you see it come out of the brush pile though?
I didn't see it, but like I saw you set the hook
and it came out like this sideways, and I was like, "Holy smoke!"
That's a good bass.
529.
Nice. It's the biggest bass I've seen come out of here. I'm all adrenalined up for you.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. That just did it right there. Oh.
What about this one?
What?
Oh, it's a walleye. Look at this.
Whoa. Popped off. Dude.
Walleye bites.
Not bad. That was on the beaver. It's official.
Beaver tube catches everything.
Well, I like beaver. Be free. Clay got snapped off right here. It was a musky.
Really?
Big one. He saw it. That would have been cool. We kept fishing, caught more fish. Footage gets hard to see because it's dark. Topwater bass and whatnot. Super fun. I don't get to fish out of nice bass boats like that very often, so thanks, Clay. Remember at the beginning of the video, I was like, will this work? Will fishing with a pro, trying to put me on muskie, finally lead to me catching a muskie? It's official. No. No muskie for me. Maybe someday. On to the next bait.